Welcome. I'm here to show you how to set up your dashboard in Canvas, and this is for both teachers and students since the setup is basically the same. You'll notice that on my dashboard right now you'll see 5 courses that I'm either enrolled in or I'm the teacher of. And what we're going to do is go through how to have these things called course cards show up on your screen. So to do that, you're going to have to click on Courses, and then you notice that the 5 course cards are already listed over here, but I'm going to click on All Courses, and you'll see that I actually have many more courses than just those 5 that are showing. And again, these are both as a student and as a teacher. You can see here how I'm enrolled. The ones that are going to show up as course cards have to be starred. So you'll see that there are some here that are unstarred and some here that are starred. So those are the ones that are showing up. So if you wanted an extra one to show up, let's say I wanted my problem solving to show up, I could star that. If I went back to the dashboard, you can see now that there are 6 course cards. Now the other thing that we want to talk about, if you go back into your list of courses, so courses, all courses, is a course that actually isn't showing up on this list. So let's say that you wanted to join a class, maybe there's a PD class that you need to add. What you need to do is click Browse More Courses, and it might be in this list here. So see, we have 2 that are available for people to join. You could join these courses. You could go back here to All Courses. Or, of course, you could start your own course. Now, as a teacher, all of your courses, you're going to be given a shell for them. So, starting sometime in August, you'll already have those shells, and then you can put content into them. So I wouldn't go creating a new course thinking you'd have to add all your students into this. That's already going to be done for you. This is more if you were working on your own and then maybe you wanted to copy the content of a course like this into a shell that the school will set up for you. So once you choose which ones you want to show up, then you want to choose what color each one is. And this is something that's very personalized to your dashboard. So even though there are many students in a class, just because a teacher chooses it to be a certain color doesn't mean that the student is going to have it the same color, and vice versa. So if I wanted to change, let's say I wanted to change this dark green here, because it looks like now I have 2 greens, maybe that's too close. Any editing you do to this card, you're going to click on this little pencil up here in the corner. This is where you can choose your color. Notice that there's also a place for a hex code. So if I just show you here, if I Googled hex color, every color actually has a code. So sometimes schools have very specific hex codes for their colors, or maybe you just wanted to find a very specific one and keep it that way. You could type in one of these codes into the space right here, and that would show up. I'm not that particular with color, so I might just choose, let's see, I don't have an orange. Let's go with the orange color. And you'll see that just changes the color. Now the other thing, I'm going to click on that edit button again. The other thing I can do is give this course a nickname. So a lot of our courses have very long names. Maybe I just want, especially if I'm a student, maybe I just want to call this problem solving. So you'll notice that that just changed this name up here. But down here, this part I cannot change, right? So I can just click on that. It's going to bring me into the course. So the correct name is still going to stay in there, but this is the little shortcut name. And this same thing with color. This is very personalized. So every student in the class could have a different nickname for the same course. You'll notice that on some of the course cards you have these little icons down here. What those are shortcuts, and they're only available if there are things within that course that are making them available. So you don't necessarily just turn them on. Like you can't just make the icon show up. You actually have to create something that would create the icon. So for instance, in my problem solving class, it looks like I have some discussions that might be available. Yet in my sandbox class, I have announcements and assignments that are available. So they have different little icons. Now it's kind of a shortcut. So if I just go to my dashboard, not only can I get into the course, but I can go into a particular part of that course even faster. Okay, the other part of the dashboard is the recent activity toggle. So see up here, you have your little grid, that's the course cards. If I slide this over, it's going to go into my recent activity list. So here you'll notice that it's accumulating actually all of my courses, like all of the activities that's happening in all of them. So that's kind of an advantage, you know, to see all of the announcements from all courses or all of the discussions. So I could just click on this and I can see my announcements. Notice that I can get rid of these messages once I've seen them. That's great. Discussions, lots of discussions happening in my classes, and I could just click on those to get rid of whatever I want to get rid of. I prefer the course cards, however. It's just, you know, it's more useful to me, but I probably would toggle between here every now and then. Over here on this side, this is actually really useful. Although that you can have your access to the calendar over here, you can also view your calendar here. And notice that I have nothing coming up for the next week, but this is where reminders would occur, especially if I'm a student and I have assignments due. They're going to pop up over here and I can just click on them and it'll take me right to them, which is nice. In this section, think of this as getting your grades back, right? This is where somebody has left me feedback on assignments that I have completed, which is nice. And I can click down here to see the longer list of all of them. If I'm a teacher, I can click the Start a New Course button, right? And if I'm a teacher or a student, I can also click to view grades. So these are just shortcuts. Like I said, this is a dashboard. It's meant to make your life easier, kind of like a home page. And has lots of fun little things to kind of personalize to yourself. So I would try doing this on your own now. This is something you definitely want to set up in the beginning, but remember, you can always change it. You can always change your colors or your nicknames, whatever it is that you want to do.